All right, know this about the Trinity Christian High School baseball program. The kids who play there are as tough as they come, but maybe none tougher than Conquerors pitcher Dylan Simmons. Simmons made the commitment to FSU despite knowing Mike Martin was on his way to retirement. Earlier this year, Trinity's ace on the mound found out he had a big obstacle to overcome before heading to Tallahassee. You see, Dylan Simmons has been battling cancer.
Mine was stage 1, so it was the very beginning of it. They caught it super quickly. I'm still able to do everything that I've been doing. My plans haven't changed or anything. You know, start losing your hair a little bit. You're feeling a little weaker, a little more tired, but that's about it. Everything else is fine. I can still lift, I can still throw, I can still hit.
And we're all rooting for that young man. He remains committed to Florida State and plans to play for the Seminoles. Make sure to tune in to Action Sports Jack's Primetime this weekend to see the rest of Dylan's story.
This year in Omaha, the Trinity Christian Conquerors showed out with a pair of graduates playing their best on the biggest stage of college baseball. TCA has developed into quite the power when it comes to high school ball here in Jacksonville, and now sending another standout to Tallahassee to follow in the footsteps of J.C. Flowers. Dylan Simmons made the commitment to FSU despite knowing that Mike Martin was on his way to retirement. He hopes to follow Flowers and Austin Martin and the success that those two have had. Simmons thought long and hard about this decision, but in the end, just knew Tallahassee was home.
Well, Junior's the one who recruited me, so it's not that big of a deal. I would have loved to play for the legendary Mike Martin, but you know, Junior's just as great of a guy. So their pitching stuff, their philosophies, and it just fit exactly how I was brought up in baseball. So I thought it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Sunday night on Action Sports Jack's Primetime, we'll tell you a little bit more about Simmons and what major obstacle he must overcome before stepping foot on the mound in Tallahassee. That's coming up on the Sunday edition of Primetime. Of course, we do it every week, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47.
All right, know this about Trinity Christian High School's baseball program. The kids who play there, tough kids, right? But maybe none tougher than Conquerors pitcher Dylan Simmons. Simmons made the commitment to FSU. Wanted to go there, right? Obviously, he knew Mike Martin was on his way to retirement. Earlier this year, Trinity's ace on the mound found out that he had a big obstacle to overcome before heading to Tallahassee. Brent Martineau has his story.
Dylan Simmons didn't want the answer. He figured he already knew.
The doctors were like, it's probably nothing. There's a 90% chance it's nothing. There's an 85% chance it's nothing, but we're just going to make sure. And the whole time I was like, this is probably something. There's something about this that isn't right.
In December is when he first felt it.
There was like a lump that came up that I was like, it's no big deal, you know, scratches and bruises. I was like, it'll just go away.
By late March, it wasn't going away. So he got the tests done, but did not want the results.
I was like, we're just going to wait. I don't want to know because I don't want my senior year to be ruined by this.
Sounds silly to have bigger things to worry about. But when you're a senior in high school, well, there are big things. Prom, graduation, and when you're the star pitcher on the baseball team at Trinity Christian, there's the playoffs.
I didn't want to let my team down first off. I didn't want to, because I knew I had to be the guy to basically help the team. We have a great pitching staff, but I mean, I was one of the pillars, so I wanted to make sure that I was there for my team. Really gave it my all, especially for the seniors.
Simmons threw a brushback pitch to cancer. For a month, the test results just sat in a file, waiting in the on-deck circle. They waited while Dylan tossed the best game of his career in the playoffs to shut out rival Providence. They waited on graduation, waited on prom, waited while Simmons and Trinity Christian made it to the state Final Four. Dylan did it all, and when it was all over, cancer called in the middle of May.
That Monday morning after states, he told me that it was lymphoma.
The lump in his groin was lymphoma. His 90-mile-per-hour fastball and his 90% chance of the test being negative could no longer hold off reality.
Just kind of hit me, and I was like, this kind of blows. Now I'm going to have to wait a little while until I get to Florida State.
Now it's cancer's turn, and Dylan Simmons has to wait. He should be at Florida State on a baseball scholarship right now, but chemo, radiation, and recovery will delay his collegiate career he's been dreaming about since he committed to FSU as a freshman. Simmons hopes to be on campus by October.
Academically, I'll be fine because I did dual enrollment here, so I basically already have a year under my belt. Athletic-wise, I don't think so. I mean, I've played with all the new freshmen that are coming in. They're still texting me, telling me everything that's going on there. They're keeping me in the loop. I don't think I'll be behind at all.
No doubt Dylan is in a jam. And while the mound can sometimes be a lonely place, he's anything but alone in this battle.
I mean, I didn't know how many friends and people that were still there for me. One of the crazier ones was our crosstown rival, Providence. Mac actually texted me, the head coach, and just told me that everyone's wishing me luck, hoping that I recover quickly. I've had people from Orlando contact me from my summer team. They're all checking in on me. It's a big family. The baseball family has been great.
He's 6'3", 220 pounds, and he has a fastball in the 90s. Dylan Simmons brushed back cancer once before. Now it's time to strike it out.
I know we're all rooting for Dylan to get well and get well soon. We'll be watching that young man play baseball for a lot of years. So our thoughts and prayers and best wishes go to Dylan and his family. Stories like this on Primetime all year long.